NSFW, people who work in the adult film industry, what is the weirdest, creepiest, nastiest thing you've seen or experienced while working? A friend of mine used to do cam work and had a regular who would pay her upwards of $600 a session to 1. Tie her hair up in pigtails with orange ribbon. 2. Cover the room in orange balloons. 3. Wear orange lingerie. 4. Squeeze oranges over her boobs. Yep. $600. That was a horny Dutchman. Was a paramedic in the late 90s. Went to this part of town that's all strip clubs. Always drinks touching the girls then get f***ed up for it. Anyway, we'd see all the hidden spots. The champagne room, the sticky floors are not from champagne. But most sad was the makeup room the girls get ready in. Meth pipes and needles everywhere next to pictures of their kids. Piles of sweaty dollar bills. Bulk packs of unlubed condoms. Vomit stains around the toilets from bulimia. Many are lesbians that have to give the manager a daily blow just to work. They live a sad life. I had a neighbor who used to be a camera guy for an old production company. He said that when anal sex started making its way into straight videos, nobody knew about cleaning up before a scene. Apparently one actor randomly starts screaming in the middle of a scene, removes himself from the actress, runs over to a trash can, and proceeded to pee poop. He and his coworkers affectionately referred to it as poop noodle. How do you delete someone else's comment? I'm an erotica photographer. I've seen a lot of things but nothing that bad. My first photo shoot ever was to a girl dressed as a baby. She used a massive dildo and a pacifier. Another one started her period and I had to tell her because she didn't realize. That was in my house. I had to clean after. I had to tell a girl she forgot to take off her tampon. That was awkward. Another masturbated furiously with rose petals and it was so violent I got nervous. I'm really new to this, so these are the things that make me really uncomfortable. I'm a lesbian woman, but let me tell you something. I'm really tired of looking at vaginas. I don't work in porn, but a buddy I have used to work camera for them, and the grossest thing was specialty porn. Evidently it does not smell good when an actor that clearly hasn't showered in a while then has literal shit mixed in. I'm going to leave out names for obvious reasons, but I saw a well-known male porn star miss a facial and instead of cleaning it up with a towel he licked his own semen off of the floor. So he reloaded? Come again? My time to shine. Once I saw a tapeworm come out of her ass. I no pet out. The second time was roundworm wrapped around a dude's dick. Thanks. Now I'm thinking about it all over again. Did the worm have a tiny top hat and a monocle? Hello my baby. Hello my honey. Hello my ragtime doll. Actual mother-daughter. Mia Malkova's mother went to her first scene to supervise. Wonder if anyone's tried to cast her and her brother together. Just for fun. Dated a girl who did amateur porn and cam girl work. Weirdest thing was how much more people would pay for anything involving assholes. Liking paying up to double what they would for regular. Yeah, like why would anyone pay more to add you to the shot? Not in the film industry. But I do run a kink club. Nothing excessively weird happens that I will witness on my way around. But the utter smell of people in the orgy rooms. I cannot stress how bad the smell is. Imagine the smell of sweaty ballsack X100. It definitely gets overwhelming if you get hit by it. My dad used to work in the back of a studio and would ship the cassette tapes. One time he heard a director get mad because one of the actors got a boob job between filming and hated the inconsistent scenes. Very legit reason to get mad. The creepiest thing is seeing how high out of their mind some of these girls are. Some of them are so high they can barely stand up straight. Really makes you think about what the hell you're doing. I get really sad when I click on a porno and then it's super obvious the chick is just up out of her mind. Kills the mood and I just sit there feeling bad for her. After all the things I experienced working in porn, this one hit my soul the hardest. I was working for a gay fetish wrestling porn company around 2003 called Can-Am, which also owned a straight fetish wrestling porn company called Matrock. Both companies were owned by a larger distribution company called Marina Pacific, which also owned a gay porn company called Jet Set. Me and my coworker X, who ended up being one of my best friends, would help out on Jet Set productions here and there, where we met the owner Dave Kroll like Grohl. Who was this overly tanned, gray hair, Hawaiian shirt wearing slime ball, nice enough guy to us. But you knew who he was 2 seconds into meeting him. So back in the day gay for pay was still very much a thing. Straight men were sought out to do gay porn. And we would have to pump them full of Viagra and have a TV, VCR combo with straight porn hooked to an extension cord so that when the guy gets soft in the other guy's mouth he could jack off and get hard again. Most of these guys were sexual deviants as it was. But the biggest incentive was the pay. $1,500 tops for a scene where you're the bottom. Pun intended. So we're doing this scene where this kid who was a month into turning 18, and still had his braces on his teeth, gets by two dudes. Kid does well. The dudes come on him. All is well. Except the kid comes up to me and X. He had heard from Dave that X directed straight porn from a truck, and Dave had promised him that X could put him in a straight porn if he did gay porn, which at the time was the biggest lie ever, because no one crossed from gay to straight porn, no matter who you were. So me and X had to tell him this, and he starts crying. He goes on to say that Dave was trolling gyms looking for hot straight guys and telling them the same thing. If you want to do straight porn you have to do gay porn. Then he would make them stay at his house and give him blowjobs, under the pretense that this is normal. You want to do straight porn? You gotta pay your dues. I never felt so low in my life. What the were we a part of? Me and X told our boss, who then brought it up to the owner of Marina Pacific, who apparently threw a fit. This wasn't the first time this had happened, obviously. But they had enough. I don't know the details of what went down, but Dave lost Jet Set and the rights to his titles, and we put the kid in a straight porn with two chicks. He had a blast. I clicked on this. Can't stop reading, even though I'm really grossed out and want to stop reading. I worked for a big 90s porn star in 2005 and the first time she told me to bring her to set, carry her bags and kiss her goodbye. Just to show everyone a male presence. We drive to the industrial side of East LA and she knocks and a big garage door opens unveiling a posh red rug with a Harley and a girl bent over the Harley with a yoked out dude behind her. The director finished telling them the scene as I walked in. The girl walks toward me absent-mindedly and farts, letting out an almost orgasmic sound. The guy walks the other way and kisses his boyfriend and says with a classic gay lisp, "Oh God, I don't know if I can do this shit." Disbelief shattered. All magic lost. I knew a guy that did gay for pay. He was offered $2,000 to take it like a man, so to speak. He was kinda broke so he went for it but he didn't prep properly. Despite being told numerous times to douche and all that. His words. I did it. Then hot brown lava came out. Please prep properly. I was an adult actor in the mid-90s. This wasn't me, but a buddy of mine. He was on a boat for a film shoot. He was also high on mushrooms. The director asked him if he would f*** a midget. He didn't want to. So he told the director an absurdly high price. The director met that price. There he was, tripping balls and balls deep in a little person. And somehow, I never found out how, the boat began to sink. They ended up getting rescued by the Coast Guard. I think this may have scarred him. It did make the news. But I tried Googling it and came up with nothing. Anything before 2000 seems to be prehistory. I actually remember this. Crazy. Friend of mine did a handful of adult movies. She worked for one of the bigger companies in Germany at the time, and said that immigrant porn stars and foreign Eastern European porn stars were treated like absolute dirt. And I'm talking really disgustingly bad. They always had a buffet area way off to the side because the shoots often took 10+ hours a day. And when there were no German female actresses in that shoot, the guys, often dick for hire or free dick, would jizz in on the buffet and piss on some of it as well. Sad part is, they always rehired those guys or used them again because either cheap or free. One time, according to her, they also just beat the shit out of a girl that refused to do anal. I worked in porn for about 6 years behind and then in front of the camera. The grossest thing I heard of happening was actually from my old housemate who was trying to break into the porn industry. She decided to do anal to try giving herself that extra boost into the spotlight and booked herself in for an anal scene with someone I'd worked with on the past. She arrived. She had prepped. She was stunning. So I had no doubt she'd do great. The big black dude put his dick in her ass, and on release she prolapsed. Q&E. Lots of medical checkups and no more anal for her after the surgery she needed to have to put her asshole back inside. Real gross. I've done a couple cam shows before. Weirdest was a guy who took me on private while he was smoking meth, wearing nipple clamps, and jerking off. He wanted me to control how long he held his hits for, and supposedly his husband was sleeping and unaware what he was up to. I actually didn't even do or show much myself and probably made about $50 off having him there for 10 to 15 minutes. Not a worker in the AFI, not attractive enough. But I got a friend who used to be the IT guy in a porn production company. One day he got an email, blackmail, claiming that they know he's watching porn at work, and unless he pay up they'll tell his boss. His response is, I work in the porn industry. If I'm not watching porn at work, I'm not doing my job. I knew a girl who worked a sex hotline in Halifax, NS, and she said this old guy would call in regularly to talk dirty, specifically with his Alan Rickman impression. My husband used to work on set of filming. One thing that horrified him was seeing how dirty, messy it'd get. So many times they'd have to stop filming to clean up poop. And since scenes would often take hours, the smell would get awful, especially during the summertime. Oh God. I was an adult actor in the mid-90s. We were often in the San Fernando Valley. In summer. In an unair-conditioned warehouse. Let's just say it sometimes got ripe. Girls that deep throat tend to vomit a lot of the time.